forgot to add my own microphone to this. Welcome everybody to the final refrain. Sorry, we're a little bit late getting going on this one. I think the players are ready to go, so we're gonna blaze through this intro. But we've got an awesome matchup here. We've got Willy510 versus Holystewe. So quick look at our bracket here. I might be blocking a little bit of it, but we are up here in the corner. Let's go ahead and zoom in there. We've got Holystewe versus Willy. Winner of this will be fighting Grishhammer, who just got into the chat. Welcome, Grishhammer. This will be an interesting one for you, I'm sure. I'm really excited about this matchup. So let's take a look really quick at our competitors. We've got Holystewe, Italian player, very, very good, very well-rounded player, like we said in the early intro. Tons of cool achievements, very good adaptive player, very good Archon player here we can see, and just, yeah, been a prolific player around Keyforge for a long time. Very, very skilled, very technical player, so excited to see them. And then we've got Willy510, Taiwanese player. Again, one of the awesome players we got to meet at KFC this last year. Obviously also a very good player here, but doing Alliance and Archon. So Alliance champion, Archon runner-up at the same event. Takes a lot of skill as well. Really excited to see both of these players, but I'm most excited about these decks. So we've got Puppalurp, which I did pronounce it right. You had a note about that. Magic History Hierophant, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the other one, but it is a Vietnamese deck, and man, we've got two Amber Skies decks. I'm so excited. I think this is our first one where we've actually gotten to see two Amber Skies face off, and they actually have a lot of similarities. So both of them featuring the exact same house combination of Dis, Geistoid, and Skyborn. Both have things like red line rotations. They both have in here somewheres. It's going to be a really interesting matchup. I'm really excited to see how this shakes out. So let's take a look at Holystewe's deck really quick, and then we will jump right in here. So Puppalurp is a really interesting deck. Got the Arise, got the Clipped Wings, which in this matchup there's going to be lots of archiving. So you're only probably going to get to play it once, maybe twice. So when you play it, it's going to be really important. Fairly well-rounded deck. It's low on the creature control, but if you actually look at it, there's a lot of ping damage and stuff. So I feel like that number is a little bit low. Very high expected amber. It's going to be stealing a lot with the double against all flags and the red line, but also we've got a red skies with Black Tempest, which can do a lot of stealing. The Dis Rise is very interesting. There's not a ton of the really scary cards you want to see in Dis. We don't have like the Vapor Imp. We don't have the what is it? Fight effect one. It's in the other deck. We'll look at it. But it does have things like the Drumble, the Dust Imp. It does have the Infinity Strop for some burst there and some crowd control, but lots of recursion too with the double Ghost in the Shell and Shell of a Ghost. Gonna be really interesting to see kind of if the board dominance can be kept by Holystewe while Willy is just doing lots of stealing and burst. So let's take a look at Willy's deck really quick. Not going to try and pronounce it. Obviously, double red line rotation. One of those having the disenhanced red line is really crazy, especially with the 4 in here somewheres. One of those in here somewheres having the Skyborn enhance. But I think what's really, really going to be important about this matchup is you have the disenhanced red line, and you have a Gift of Amber and Delta P and Ecstasy Siphon with the Nefru. So I think what you have to be really careful of if you're Holystewe is making sure you're not in a place where Willy can play some of that stuff to force you to gain more Amber and then redline you. Because those red lines, they're going to keep coming back no matter what, especially with the house enhancements we have in here. Really tricky thing with this deck is outside of the red lines, you're actually kind of low on ways to stop your opponent from forging. So if Holystewe can just go to 6 a lot, it might actually really pressure this, especially if Holystewe can really keep board presence. But there are some big creatures in the Skyborn here. So I think that's going to be enough for this matchup. I need to get in here and make sure we're good to go. Okay. Great password for this game as well. Okay. And we will switch over to Apparently, I missed all of my other things on here too. So let me get my other. I'm just gonna do the names at first. I'll get the decks in there in a second. Let's see. We do have Willy at the top, and then bottom we've got. Holystewe. Okay, and then I do need to get my. Sorry, y'all. This was not how I expected this to be. Floppy Labrick, welcome. Yeah, the In Here Somewhere capture is going to do a lot, especially since that also has the house pip. All right, early Venomoth. So already going to be testing some of the creature control from Willy's deck there. Discard pip as well, discarding the Scallywag Fin. Yeah, I think we got it. And it is definitely 0-0 at the moment. Good catch there. Okay. Thought I was so prepared, and I forgot to check if I had all the overlays and stuff thought through, but the actual like other sources for this kind of got a little missed. So let me also bring in. Ooh, fast play there and big creatures on the board here for Willy right away with the Indigo Halyard, the Scallywag Fin. Looks like the red skies there as well to take out the Venomoth with the Skulking Saboteurs. Man, so five card Skyborn hand there from a Willy is going to make their deck way more efficient going forward here too. So that's actually like gotta feel great to get a bunch of that stuff out of hand early. Pressure Holystewe on the board control. Oh, and Holystewe already playing the Arise just to get that Venomoth back. It's going to be the discard. So the poison on the Venomoth actually fairly relevant here, right? Against these bigger Skyborn creatures, that poison is going to do some work, but man, you hate to burn that so early. We'll see if we get an In Here Somewhere to pull that back in a little bit. Discard the Seeker Missile, so a little bit of the creature control gone there too, and then the Soul Keeper on the Venomoth just makes it, even more impactful against this board. All right. I want one of them to take a minute with their turn. Let's do. Okay, and there's some background music for you all. I don't know if you can even hear it. It might be a little low, but should be playing now. I think that's everything. Is my chat on here? Chat is also missing. Let's get that on there. Okay, we do get a Skyborn call from Willy. All right, if someone wants to do a quick chat, we should be able to see that on there now. Or if you've all moved over to the other match, I understand that too. I think this is going to be an awesome match, though. I'm very sad to miss the Magic Duck and Harmed match, but I honestly think this is going to be a really exciting one, so I'm glad to get to cover this one. We do get the Scallywag Fin fighting into the Venomoth, and then the Indigo Halyard getting taken out as collateral of that. A little bit of a hesitation there. I wonder if they were wondering if that interaction wouldn't quite work that way, but it does. And more Skyborn cards coming out, so man, just really getting rid of a lot of this sort of clunky Skyborn creatures early. I think that means Willy's deck is just going to be blazing from here out, only really having to deal with the 2 houses and 4 of those cards being in here somewhere. Yeah, it's okay, Riku. The fact that you're even still awake is already more than, well, it shouldn't be more than what we expect at this point, but I'm gonna make that chat box just a little smaller. Some big chats. Keep that on there. Okay. So we've also got Holystewe kind of doing a lot of their own handcrafting, just keeping playing the disc stuff. So both of these players I feel like are Doing good handcrafting. We do see the red line. Where? I was just played for the, oh, I guess you can play it for the amber in this deck because you have 4 in here somewhere. So find the right volume level. Yeah, sorry about that. I can't help you. Sydney's more lively than Judo. Probably a lot more lively than me too. So you're gonna have to bump me way up if you want to hear me over. Harmed, what are you doing in here? Are you both gonna be watching this while also playing your own game? Riku might be casting and playing his own game and casting the other one at the same time on Sunday if we don't get another person for that. So that should be pretty fun. We see our first Geistoid turn. Willy not haunted yet, so any in here somewheres are just going to be doing the milling. We see a Crepuscular Raise just for the amber. There's 2 Crepuscular Rays in here, but only like 3 capture pips total. And then the Parabite. So not a ton of ways to really get tons of value from that. But it's still not bad, even if it's 1 steal plus the pip. It's still worthwhile, but in this case, it was just the pip. Both of these decks going a little bit slower than I expected at this point. Especially Holystewe's deck. Very high expected amber. There's an Against All Flags. That'll get that expected amber up. Discards the red skies and plays the red line rotation. So not worried about getting red line back here. But again, we saw those combos with the Dis red line rotation and then Dis being able to force your opponent to gain amber. We could see that come out right away here. So a little bit of a gamble, but I mean, again, I think going to 6, you're just going to have to keep going to 6 in this matchup if you're Holystewe. Just to, yeah, get through that. So let me see while someone is thinking. I'm going to see if I can get our deck names up here as well. To have some space. I'll find that though. I guess they're up here. Or what this will do if I just paste this in here. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we do see a Skyborn call from Willy this time, which makes sense. And there is a capture from the in here somewhere. So the... Oh, got all messed up. The Skyborn enhanced in here somewhere, having that capture pip, already going to get probably... Oh yeah, that just... Is there a discard pip on it too? No, they just got haunted. So just barely getting there, being able to archive 2 cards now. We see the red skies and the red line rotation. Not too much of a surprise there. Let me make sure that wasn't the red line rotation with... that was the Dispip red line rotation. Okay, so that actually made that a safer play for Holystewe. But now, if you're Holystewe, you want to go to 6 and get rid of all of your creatures if you can. Which, luckily, there's big stuff to fight against, but losing your board advantage here doesn't feel great. There is our deck name. Huppalurp, what a name. Oh, that will never recenter again now. Doc, Data Forge stream, welcome in. Oh, that drives me nuts. Ah, we got it. Okay. Lock that down. Okay, so there's the Infinity Strop coming from Holystewe. Just going to clear out a lot of the board. Oh, this is really tough. Oh, he's got the clipped wings, though, to shuffle it back in. So if you... It does take him to 8 here. So if there's the second red line, you're still in trouble. But you know one of them is gone. And again, capture pips at this point aren't really going to get you there because there's only Parabite. One of the capture pips is gone. Yeah, so this could actually be first key to Holystewe. That was a great little sequence there to kind of clear out some of those threats. Okay, the last thing is my screen looks like it's just slightly out of the right side. Well, so there's actually no creature control outside of the red skies in Skyborn. So it's actually not super dangerous right now. If he gets this key through, it's not dangerous. If he doesn't, then yes, it becomes a problem real fast. But with the disenhanced red line getting shuffled back in, it's a fairly safe. So this is what's really interesting about Willy's deck is the Skyborn is actually just a bunch of creatures and then the 2 red lines. Like, yeah, the red skies can do some stuff, but it really needs support from the other houses to do the red line, and that's where I think the trick is going to be. It's a very good deck, but I think it's a very tricky deck to actually get it to do what you need it to do. Let's look at my... I can... expand this just a little bit more. Okay, we see a disc call from Willy. So there is a... Oh, there's the Delta P, so just going to force the Amber up. Get some creature control, also getting some Amber. Man, so we do see that would have been a brutal play if there was no clipped wings there, but clipped wings... I mean, honestly, it's not super common that you get to see clipped wings be like... Like the random purge seems like it's usually better most of the time, but in this scenario, that was huge to have at that point. Oh my goodness, I don't even have the right background, guys. I am just... This is why I'm so glad so many of our other players have stepped up, or so many of our other content creators have stepped up, because this week has been insane for me. But we'll get that changed between matches, and then we'll circle back. So got the Vapor Imp, got the Serene, got the Nefru. Yeah, and with the Nefru too, could have forced him up to 11 Amber and then stole half of it. Riku's gonna yell at me for being the worst of our streamers. I'm the one trying to organize all of them. All right, Holystewe goes into a quick Geistord turn here, doing a Junk Restoration. We see a in here somewhere getting picked up from that, so leaving the Against All Flags out, but I assume we're going to get both of these. It'll be an interesting call. So we do see the Return to Rebel gone on Willy's side, but there's still a decent amount. There's a They Tell No Tales, Gift of Amber, Holystewe thinking about what's going to get archived here. It's a tough call. There's some really interesting options. The Red Skies is also interesting because we haven't seen the Black Tempest yet. I didn't even get to take my dog out before this match. That's how bad we're doing today. She's gonna be upset. Looks like we did not get a timer on this one. In that remake time, I'll ask them to get that added as well. I don't expect these decks to go to time, but you just want to make sure that if it comes up, there's already a timer in place. So it takes it in here somewhere. It hasn't played it yet. We're going to get a Seeker Missiles. Discarding the Serene to kill the Parabyte there. Seeker Missiles having no effect, but getting it out of hand because it is Geistoid Enhanced. Getting to 8 Amber again here, but I assume you just pick up the red line. Ooh, picks up the Clipped Wings and a Rise. Not scared at all about red line. Neither of them are in discard here. but the Arise lets you get back the Drumble. So if you get redlined here, it just gets drumbled, and then you're having to play, if you're Willy, you're having to play against that for the next couple turns, trying to not get redlined back yourself. Okay, so there's the red line. It is not the disenhanced one, so we will still have the disenhanced one coming. There is a, oh, and this is not a dis turn too, which is very, very big, very unfortunate for Willy. You really want to get to use that Vapor Imp this turn if you're Willy, because that could have actually really stopped Holystewe's plans. Get the Shake Cloud Kicker and nothing else. So like, I mean, you stop the key, you do get a Steal 4, still a big burst of Amber there, but if Holystewe has one of those Infinity Strops, we've only seen... Yeah, I've only seen one, so if he's got second Infinity Strop, that clears the dis board, then you Arise for your own dis, get back the Drumble, get back like the Dust Imp. Yeah, you're... Oh, and you can Searing the Dust Imp to get the check too. It's gonna be pretty rough. If he doesn't have the Infinity Strop, it's a lot trickier, right? Because you don't want to leave this Nefru on the board with a bunch of your own creatures. You don't have any way to like fight. I guess you could Soul Keeper. No, you can't get the Soul Keeper back. That's already gone. Yeah, Infinity Strop here or no will be really, really big for Holystewe, I think. So what do you do in Geistoid? Can't even bring back creatures because the Ghost and the Suns aren't active yet. Shell of a Ghost would work, but that basically just gives Holystewe more. Okay, so there's the Arise. We do get the Drumble. Capturing all 9. Venomoth, discarding a Skulking Saboteurs. That discard pip on the Venomoth being really impactful this game, having discarded 3 already. Slayer, get the Dust Imp. See if he goes to check here. So you can discard, yep, discards the Searing to go to 7, again, because of that Nefru. Chooses not to play the Clipped Wings, so we do know the Clipped Wings is still in hand. But still in danger of another red line, which this time would be on a dis turn as well. We see the dis call really fast. This red line here only steals 3 this time instead of 4, unless you do Nefru stuff first, which you probably do. I think you can only kill 1 or 2 though. You're probably not killing the Drumble, because that doesn't kill any of yours. I guess maybe that's okay. You kill the Drumble, fight, get your 9 back, steal 4 more then because you'd have 1 more because of the Nefru. Reap with Vapor Imp to try and stop actions. Oh, we see a fight with a Vapor Imp? Or is this? Also have not drank water for a while, so. Just get this in there, Discord quick. Okay, there's a They Tell No Tales to just wipe the whole board. Okay, so really, really big turn there, and we know red line is gone already, so Holystewe not going to be able to punish that. Yeah. And the Arise is gone now, so you're not going to be able to get the Drumble back either. Venomoth is unfortunate as well. Might not be too much more creature control left, especially in Geistoid. But that is both red lines gone, so it can't play another one here. So if you're Holystewe, you really want to burst on this turn while you kind of know you're safer from the Amber control. Discarding the Black Tempest with their Crepuscular Rays, not really getting any value off of that outside of the Amber. And then here's the In Here Somewhere. Discarding Ghoul Keeping. That's an interesting one. Why didn't you play the Ghoul Keeping with the In Here Somewhere? I guess they had other stuff they just really didn't want to discard. Because again, you should be safe to burst here. Yeah, both red lines are gone. Only getting to 7 is tricky. That feels a little scary to me. We do get the red line and the Arise. Okay, so this time we're a little bit more set up to do the Drumble into the red line after. But you really got to get this key out, and I think we have... still have the Parabyte left, which could stop the key. I do get the Geistoid Call, but slow on the actions here. Holystewe also down to only 4-card hand because of the Venomoth, and got chains from something. Where'd the chains come from? Oh, from the Arise. They didn't get rid of the chains last time because they stayed at 6. So a chain and the Venomoth really, yeah, really cutting their hand down. Get a Junk Restoration for Mindfire, Bosun-Kreen in here somewhere. I assume it's going to be in here somewhere. Yep. Although that Mindfire is one of the big pieces of Amber control, that is not a red line rotation. And again, we know the Clipped Wings, I think, still has not been played, right? So it's not played on this turn. So whatever gets archived here might just be getting shuffled back in anyways if Holystewe goes back into this. Plays in here somewhere. Discarding Red Skies. Assume you archive. Both red lines. Interesting. Second in here. I guess you probably have 3 in here somewhere at this point, right? So you get another in here somewhere, maybe. In here somewhere, and Delta P. Okay, so Delta P going to be able to punish that Infernus, or not Infernus, Arise turn, but not as much because the Nephru is gone now. And there's the Parabyte stopping the key. I think that is not what you wanted to see if you were Holystewe. I think the rest of this is fine. You can deal with it. You can reshuffle this in, even if it's going to be drawn in one turn. It gets you past the key once, but this Parabyte stopping the key there is very, very rough. Only 1 Strop played, but again, I don't know that hardly any cards were drawn for Holystewe on that last turn. All right, so we get the disc turn. We do get the Clipped Wings with the shuffle in. Playing a Rise. Discards the Searing to pop the Dust Imp. Question is, do you actually play out all your creatures here? Venomoth discarding the Summon Council. We got the Drumble. Saw that one coming. I guess you would have already played the Delta P or the Infinity Strop if you had it, because now plays a Ghost in the Sun. Okay, this is where this starts getting really interesting. What do you bring back here? It's not played, it is just put into play. I mean, Black Tempest is scary. Echo Fly is scary because this deck does have the rule of 6 combo. It is the Black Tempest. Okay. So Black Tempest comes in. Again, if you stick it just the 3 creatures here. Okay. Not going to do that. So the Delta P will hit. Discards both Slayers. So Delta P can only hit one of them. Going to 10, which again should be safe because those all got shuffled in. I don't think there's any draws in Willy's deck here. Willy's gonna have a quick think about this one. So what do you have left if you're Willy? We know a bunch of in here somewheres, and red lines got shuffled back in. So 1 in here somewhere, and then the Delta P, and then 2 red lines. So that's what's in your draw. What have we not seen yet? We've seen a lot of the Skyborn creatures. There might be a couple of those left. We haven't seen Suspend Demander yet, so it could just be a dis turn. But you're probably not killing stuff off this board here. Oh, I guess the Delta P was shuffled in, so it don't have to be too scary about the Delta P this turn. We do see the disc call. Could be a Gift of Amber here, just to blow this up. And then hope you draw into one of your red lines to punish the red line back after the Drumble dies. I don't think that's a terrible line. Oh, the Ecstasy Siphon. So there you go. So that's going to be able to kill both the Venomoth and Drumble. So going back up to 14, but we know that's going to be redlined here. Searing comes down. Discarding the Crepuscular Ray, so that discard pip also huge, just making sure you're going to see more of your deck on the draw. Actually, that ensures you're going to have a red line next turn now, because that is 4 card draw, and that's all 4 of the ones that were shuffled in. Oh, +1. There's 2 red lines out of 4 cards, but it looks like we're drawing everything, so we do get the Gift of Amber getting played here as well. And this, I assume, you just hit your own stuff, because you know, well, yeah, it does do it to gain 2, so this is actually really dicey, because with Holystewe forging this key, playing a red line, and stealing with the Black Tempest, I think they get above... I don't think they get above double red line. They get above 1 red line stopping them. What would they have to get to avoid double red line? 23? 43 Amber? Or is it 22? Because 22 takes you down to 11. And then 11 goes down to 5. Yeah. But they would have to do a Skyborn turn instead of a dis turn to do that. Oh, never got rid of the Parabyte though, so that key getting taxed actually is more Amber getting destroyed there. This is a tense ending. And this is only game 1. We got 2 more games of this, hopefully. Yeah, we get the thinking from Holystewe. This is a really big turn. So right now, our red line steals 9. So you go to 12. That's not enough to outpace a double red line. And it also doesn't stop the key. So Black Tempest also doesn't stop the key. We know there's not another Against All Flags left because both of those have been played. Red Skies, I think, is also gone. Yeah, Red Skies is gone, so you can't fight twice with the Black Tempest. But you're also, well, yeah, you're also probably not killing the Venomoth. You have to kill the Parabyte here, I guess. Oh no, you can kill the Venomoth because you're not going to go back into Geistoid to capture. What other options do you have? Arise is gone. I think is there a second in here somewhere still? Is we might have another in here somewhere in hand. I wonder. There's no way you get to check on a Geistoid turn here though. Okay, so there's the red line. Goes to 13. Black Tempest gets you to 15. Does not stop the key here. Okay, chooses to kill the Parabite. Safe port captures 2. Holy cow. That is a crazy turn. So it's going to be double red line back. So that's going to be 8, then down to 4. But once that's done, you can steal. You go back up to 7 here, just off of the Black Tempest. And yeah, had to be a Skyborn turn 2, so we know there's not going to be any creature control happening. There's no key cheats in either of these decks. Oh, he's got the in here somewhere, though. That Skyborn in here somewhere is brutal. So now you can't actually kill this to go to 7. You have to go to 6 here. And then hope they don't have a capture. Oh, except the in here somewhere has a capture on it. Oh, oh, that's so brutal. I'm not sure there's a way out of that now. So let's see. There's no red line back. The capture and the house enhancement, right? Like, it is perfect for that setup. You can just kind of always have a double red line turn. That's also getting you good stuff back. Let's see. Yeah, I got back both the red lines. That's repeatable. Notable that does flip the deck here, though, so can't do that again unless you redrew into it. You get the in here somewhere from Holystewe, so just admitting you're going to have to give up this key, but at this point you can also get back your own red line, and I'd assume maybe against all flags, or maybe it's your Drumble. Drumble seems rough with the deck flipping here, though. It is the Drumble and Clipped Wings. Are you getting to check this turn? Oh, I guess all you have to do is fight here and you get to check. This is putting a lot of faith, though, in being able to draw back into your red line. Because there's no other... What do we have left in Geistoid? Oh, we're in here somewhere, so this can't fight. I'm dumb. Yeah, this can't fight. Never mind. Do we have another Ghost in the Sun? Yeah, so second Ghost in the Sun. Discard Shell of a Ghost. That's fine. Don't want to get the chains here. You've already been chained a lot by this Venomoth this game. And discards the Shell of a Ghost. Or Ghost in the Sun. Trying to think. I guess, yeah, you don't want to play another... you can still fight this. You don't want to get the extra Amber Pit, because then this can just fight, put you to 7, and then red line. So now... Well, I guess you're not safe if you're Willy, because you know they've got the Drumble. The Drumble stops any key total here, but if you have a way to kill it, then you're safe. But we do know no way to kill it was archived, and whatever's in archives, if you don't pull it now, is getting tossed. Return to Rubble can't kill it because you're not going to be 10 cards in discard yet. A lot of it's going to come down to if you have another like disc creature to play to be able to fight off the Drumble. Yeah, this is a tricky spot. Man, this is so good though. This is what I was hoping for some good Amber Skies on Amber Skies. This chess match, right? I am seeing that we're already 35 minutes in, and this is just game 1. Means Kagi game might need to get pushed back. We get a discall. We get a Syrian getting played with the discard pip. Discard the Bosun Crane to do some shuffling that doesn't really matter. Finally see the Suspend Demander coming down. And just reaps with the Venomoth. See this? Yeah, we get the Mosquito fighting off the Venomoth, getting the 3 Amber back, Drumble coming down, discarding Infinity Strop. So we know that there's the red line, or not the red line, Clipped Wings in hand. We did see the archives getting pulled too, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards out of hand. You're at 8, so you only drew 2 cards here, so you have to have some capture here if you're Willy. Otherwise, this one is... Do get a Skyborn call here. There's the in here somewhere at the capture. Ugh. It's only gonna mill though. There's not gonna be any archiving from it. But that does stop the key. Yeah, Holystewe. Then that is the worst card. They could have seen Willy draw there. Let's see what got discarded though. Nothing you really care about. Except for, I mean, the Parabyte is kind of a big deal. Yeah, that one did not get archived. I don't know that that's necessarily game, because again, I don't think this Drumble is dying this turn. So if you're Willy, I don't think you're getting to check. And I don't know that you're drawing too much because you still have both. Yeah, both of the red lines are in hand. Didn't play them. Yeah, this is wild. And this is only game one. We've got at least one more. Yeah, so they didn't put a timer on this one, unfortunately. So we're going to have to do a timer on the second one. And I've already told them in the Discord for that. But where are we at on this one? I don't think we're at 45 minutes yet. My whole match is starting game 3. Woof. I mean, they've taken some time on some of these turns. My whole stream is only at 48 minutes, and we definitely did several minutes of start, but it is going to be getting close. So let's see, we've got capture pip, capture. I think if you go to 6 here as Holystewe, you're still in a really good spot. You probably need to find a way to kill the Suspendamander, which looks really hard right now, especially, well, you only steal 1 if you fight here. I think you fight the Suspendamander past turn, and you might have it, because a lot of the other Amber control, like it'd be Mindfire, Manifestation doesn't do it because you're not haunted yet. Or if they drew Gift of Amber, they can force the disenhanced red line. Yeah, this red line is nasty. Go Skyborn. Let's see it. Let's see the fight. Yeah, the disenhanced Skyborn in here with both Nephru and Gift of Amber with plenty of creature control just makes it so much tougher to play around. Indigo Halyard gives... Okay, there's a Seeker Missile. Just going to take out a Syrian. You're going to 6. I think you have to stop there. But that also means the Suspendamander can fight. I think if... yeah, I think you need to kill... Because that red line has the disenhance, that Suspendamander is super scary. And the Seeker Missile doesn't kill it because of the 1 armor. Does go for the fight to go to 7. Goes to 8 with the against all flags. Yeah, Suspendamander does it. Steal 4, fight with Suspendamander. Yeah, Holystewe knows it too. Oh, that's brutal. You can actually get 2 fights out of the Suspendamander too, so you get all the Amber back from Drumble. if Willy is just waiting for him to concede or... Okay, there's the play. Yeah, bites the drum bull. Ooh, it doesn't even have to. How's the Delta P to fight it off? Oh, there's the concession. Okay, got the logs. Pasting here. Good to go. I need to change my background. So game one, going to Willy. Like I said, this is a crazy matchup. Lots of moving pieces. I'm excited to see more of this. First, I need background. Oh, let's tell him in here. Oops. Okay, we'll get game going. Game two, we could almost just jump into this one really quick. Good call. Let's update the score here. 1 second. This will be a 1 for Willy. Willy took down number 1. It was a very close game, though. Also, welcome in Easy Galena. I said before, this is a brutal tournament. So bad. But you can direct all complaints about that part too. Yeah, I can share it with them. Let's see. I do too, except my day has gotten so tight. My dog hasn't been out. I have meetings coming up. I have my match with Captain Gale that's supposed to happen for Kagi, so that first game going 45 minutes does not bode well for my schedule. I almost might have to let one of these games just run and run my dog down because she is not happy. we get the Venomoth turn 1 again for Holystewe. This was a turn 1 last game too. Slayer getting discarded this time. That's pretty decent handcrafting. If this stays on the board for a little bit, it'll be rough for Willy. You see the Dis call right away, so there's lots of creature control in Dis. Or you just Venomoth right back. Just make sure we're all on the same level here. And a Serene. Playing an Indigo Halyard. And the Gift of Amber going to be able to get rid of that Venomoth. Is really, really big here. And you probably take out your Serene. Yeah. But again, that is one of those cards that, especially with the Skyborn enhancement, does make the red line scarier. So seeing it gone is a little bit of a sigh of relief for Holystewe. Get a Geistoid turn. We did not see a ton of Geistoid from Holystewe in game 1, so it'll be interesting to see if we get more of it this time. I think a lot of it got discarded. In here somewhere right away, let's see, it gets discarded. We've got Secret Missiles, Indigo Halyard, Soulkeeper, and Dust Him. So really, oh, and a Ghost in the Sun. Oh, discard the Boomerang. Yeah. Not a ton there that you're super sad to see gone. You see the Summon Council and Parabite. Just more stuff that's going to kind of stress that creature control. You see the Ghoul Keeping for not the value of hitting a Echo Fly. We do get a manifestation here as well for some extra amber. So going all the way up to 6 here with this turn is pretty big. Also getting some capture going. So not a bad follow-up. Is going to be on the low draw there. Choosing not to fight the Venomoth, so only on 5 cards here. Sure. I mean, we haven't seen any of the capture yet from Willy, so definitely a chance that there's something in hand to stop this key. This Summon Council also is interesting. It being able to reshuffle in things like you're in here somewhere. Ooh, goes for a They Tell No Tales just to clear the board. Goes to 5, gives up the key, and takes some chains. So I think a little bit of a rough hand there from Willy, giving up that first key, but bursting up a little bit. There's the Against All Flags and the Skull King, so still getting chained by the Venomoth too. This creature control in both decks is tricky to get rid of some of these problem creatures when you're also doing the Amber control. Get a fast yellow key selected there as well, just to make sure that that safe port is online. Get a Geistoid turn now for Willy. Probably going to be some in here somewhere, so let's take a look at what's getting discarded. We see one of the red lines gone and not haunted yet, and the red sky's gone, and the Neferu, so more of those problem cards too getting milled. But if we get the second in here somewhere, you need to have something else to discard. Plays the Janeria and Summon Council, so I'm not going to have something to do the archiving here. You're actually feeling pretty good just to burst up to set 6 again if you're Holystewe here. See if he has a way to do it. Crepuscular Raise is going to blow one of these up. Discarding Bosun Kreen. So really good handcrafting here, getting rid of basically everything from hand. Blowing up that Summon Council does get haunted now. But again, I think it might be a turn too late here. See if Holystewe has a way to get haunted. We do see a Junk Restoration, or not haunted, but into check. We do see Echo Fly and Ghost in the Sun. It's a tough one to know which one to pick. You almost maybe take the Secret Missiles just to get rid of this next turn, because that's just a problem. It's too late for Echo Fly to really do the combo since we already saw the Ghoul Keeping get played. We got it thinking. Okay. Oh, there's the in here somewhere. Return the Echo Fly. So in here somewhere, you're probably grabbing... Well, the thing is, the rule of 6 just doesn't necessarily help you in this matchup. It'll be really interesting to see what he goes with here. But you probably play the in here somewhere and then discard the Echo Fly to archive it. Depending on what you planning to grab. I think maybe the... Gets the in here somewhere in Ghoul Keeping and then discards the Echo Fly. Interesting. So discarding the Echo Fly even though you grab the Ghoul Keeping. I guess you can Ghost in the Sun it. If you have... Well, no, both Ghost in the Sun are gone now, right? Yeah. So you can't even get it back with that. You could, if you have the board clear. What's that called again? Shell of a Ghost. Shell of a Ghost can bring it back. But again, the rule of 6 doesn't help a whole lot when your opponent is playing double red line. Not getting to check there, I think, is really, really big. That gives Willy a lot of breathing room. Also not getting rid of the Venomoth. Ecstasy Siphon is going to blow up the Portal Guardian, which will do some capturing onto Skulking Saboteurs. Syrian coming down with another discard pip, getting rid of another bosun. So this is one thing we didn't get to see Willy's deck do last time, is discard all of this Skyborn creatures, but they were pretty lucky to be able to just play a bunch of them really early on. We've got the Suspend Demander now, which we know is something you have to be really careful of if you're Holystewe. So Holystewe, I think, really needs to get just some creature control going, which is not what was archived. We do have a fast disc turn here, so this could be the, yep, Infinity Strop, going to take out most of the discs, except for the Suspend Demander. To run my dog down. It not getting, but Holystewe gets to check there. Discard Syrian and Drumble, make sure there's no way for them to force an extra Amber. We will probably see a capture here. Yeah, we haven't seen the Parabyte on Willy's side yet, so we'll probably see the Parabyte here. This is not the capture pip in here somewhere. Discard the Shay. Start archiving all the things here. Yep, Redline Rotation and Gift of Amber. It is the Disenhanced Redline Rotation as well. Second in here somewhere. Does have the capture one. Man, it's so brutal. It's some good stuff. But it can also feel bad to play against. Like, you can just feel so trapped here. So Willy going to check. Holystewe knows that there's the... yeah, we get two more in here somewhere. Is archived. Not the Skyborn Enhanced in here somewhere. So that one is in the archive or discard right now. But you have two more of them ready to go. Along with the red line, Disenhanced Red Line, and the Gift of Amber. Algernon, welcome in. This is an intense game, and it's been an intense day for me, so I'm just like sweating all around. This is what you, of course, you all want to hear. Yeah. Not getting that key again is just so brutal for Holystewe. You want to be playing your cards with pips. You want to be getting stuff out of hand that's also interacting. But it's just so dangerous now. Figuring out how to set that up. Willy is also far enough through the deck that you can pretty much assume they've got their second red line too. And the Suspend Demander is still alive, so you can't really play any small creatures, because then you're actions are going to get restricted. Should have just gone on one of these thinking ones. Get the Skyborn call. No, okay, so there's red line. Just gonna go for it here. But we know there's no way for them to get that back in the same turn like Willy can. If you do one more amber, you actually might still forge past the red line. You're giving up a lot of amber. If you can hit that mark where it doesn't actually take you off check, they'd need to have something like the Mind Fire. The Mind Fire does have a capture pip on it, and it's a Mind Fire, so it has a chance of just taking another amber anyways. But I think if you get to... I doubt you can get to 13 here, unless you... Oh yeah, even the Against All Flags doesn't get you there. We do have... He didn't take the Archives, actually. Oh, we do have one Against All Flags in there. What was archived? That's from a couple turns ago, right? Oh yeah, the Ghoul Keeping in here somewhere, and in here somewhere. Discards the Black Tempest. Does have the second Against All Flags, so going up to 12, which is one of those magic numbers. One more amber, and I think that's a guaranteed key. Unless they get really lucky with the... Mind Fire, if Willy's got it. Plays the safe port to get to 13. It's a tough call because that's a lot of your amber control gone, and Willy is going to burst a lot here. Regardless of if you get the key through or not, Willy's going to get a lot, and you do not have a good answer for it anymore. Oh, except we haven't seen the Arise, so we do know the Drumble could be coming back after this. To see, so it's a fast Skyborn call, so that means it's going to be the Skyborn red line. Both red lines. Ugh. That's the issue with going to 13, is you risk the double red line play. That's such a tough call. But yeah, if you go to 12 there. See more creatures coming down. Board not being... Wide board not really being a thing, but specific creatures on here kind of doing a lot of work. But we do know can't archive this turn because this is here. So we're gonna have to they're gonna have to go back into Geistoid at least one turn if they want to get any of that stuff back. Do we still have a Strop? Strop. There is still an Infinity Strop too for Holystewe. It's the Gift of Amber. Yep. So Infinity Strop not really doing much here. I thought the other one was just starting. Isn't Lord Judo's game just starting now too? Yeah. This is the time. This is the time of just shotgun Keyforge. Okay, Shell of a Ghost being played for the Echo Fly, so they're just gonna burst up here and save the Arise for the next turn. This is actually probably a, yeah, this is, I think, a really good line. So you get that back with the Shell of a Ghost. You do take some chains, which is actually fine because you probably don't want to draw through here. And now you get to Rule of 6 your Ghoul Keeping. Gonna in here somewhere first to grab, discard Slayer. See if they grab. We'll see if it's still up. I haven't looked at, I need to look at the decks that, that's an Amber Skies and, see who's Judo playing? Shaka. Oh yeah, no, that game's gonna be over before we're done here. All right, so we got the Ghoul Keeping Rule of 6 going. So Echo Fly has the action to return an action card from your discard pile to your hand. Ghoul Keeping obviously is going to ready a friendly Geistoid creature, so you just get to play Ghoul Keeping or ready this 6 times. On the 6th time though, since this was put into play and not played, you actually do get this full 6. And on that 6th, you can bring back something else that might be more impactful here, like one of these Against All Flags or something else. Let's see, what did we get on the, yeah, Red Line and Against All Flags. There's the second in here somewhere. So you might just replay in here somewhere again too, so get back a bunch of your disc here. Yes, Harmed, this game is still going. We're only on game 2. Yeah, no, this will be going long after all the other matches are done. But that's great. I'm here for it because this is a fantastic match. I'm loving this. We get in here somewhere for Infinity Strop and Ghost in the Sun. I'm sorry, Captain Gale. This is not what I expected, but also no one picked this one up, so my duties were to stream it. So that last in here somewhere, we see grabbing Soulkeeper and Against All Flags. So just all kinds of value coming up for both the Arise turn and for the Skyborn turns. Yeah, this one is definitely a chess match. So we do get the first key being forged by Willy. Forging blue, making those indigo halyards a little bit more effective. Get a Geistoid turn, so we are going to see the archiving of all the stuff here. Got both red lines, and then should have another one which can pick up this, which makes those just so much better. What's crazy though is like, oh no, we are going to take that out. Okay, I was gonna say with that still alive, there's even more options, but not anymore. There's not much Amber control in Geistoid, so I don't think there's a reason to go back into Geistoid next turn if you're Holystewe. I don't know about that. We'll see how these pair up against GR once, because one of these decks is making it through this round, and actually it's going to be up against another Amber Skies, right? So we won't get to see this against the GR stuff for a little bit, if at all. So we got the Parabyte coming down, doing some taxing of this key, which is important, going up to 14 here. In here somewhere. Yeah, that is probably the meta, if we're going to talk about one. That's in GR. That's going to be the Grishammer's deck too. Does that you're the one who said that? Yours does the in here somewhere stuff. And these decks are also doing it. So we have a fast disc turn here. Gonna Infinity Strop to kill off some of that stuff. We're gonna Clipped Wings to clear the archives. I think that's game. DG Dude, welcome in. Yeah, still plenty of key abduction. Maybe you've been here, but it's your first chat I see. See the Arise for the disc as well to get back the Dust Imp. So we're gonna get to see some more burst out of the Dust Imp. Plays Infinity Strop to take it out. And we're going to see the Drumble stop the key. Wow. Crazy, crazy. So what's really interesting is last game, we saw the Clipped Wings get picked back up like 5 turns before the end of the game. And there was just never a chance to actually use it when you needed it for Holystewe. And this time it getting played at just perfect timing, knowing both of those red lines are in hand or in the archives. What gets discarded? Discarding a Slayer. Yeah. We do get the reshuffle there, but I don't know that that matters a whole lot. Why was there a reshuffle? Oh, and we get the concession. Let me get this. I love this. These are such good games. Yeah, red line rotation only has limited effectiveness against Kichi Center. That is a huge point for how these interact with the GR decks. But things like... Oh, let me get the scores. Things like Clipped Wings are very good against some of those Kichi centered decks, right? So there's a really interesting interplay with that. But we're on to game 3. Willy is going first this time. Both players actually choosing to go first. Oh, my B key is stuck. Well, sometimes your red line is in disc too. But yeah, there's a mix of those things, right? Stuff has to line up. Again, I think the red line timing for Holystewe there, that second game was huge and so different than game 1. Well, so I think the thing with Redline is, yeah, that was part of it, but Redline also being in Amber Skies, you have to think. I was thinking about what else makes Amber Skies good or bad against those decks, and that's where I think Redline in tokens is not as good against GR as Redline in Amber Skies, because Amber Skies has more interplay against the GR combos. Okay, so we have an in here somewhere right away from Holystewe side. We see lots of stuff you don't want to see. So both in here somewhere is already in discard for Holystewe is Brutal along with the Echo Fly. So those are just not coming back. That is not what you want to see if you're Holystewe. That is Brutal. Discarding a Dust Imp. We see 3 Bosun Creens coming down. That's quite a hand for Willy there. But yeah, this has to feel pretty bad for Holystewe. I think those are lots of cards you did not want to see get milled there, but primarily the second in here somewhere. We see Clipped Wings right away, purging a Red Skies. Probably not the main card you want to hit there, but anything that kind of disrupts what they can do in their next turn. We do see their rise for the Echo Fly. All right. That does a little bit here. We haven't seen Ghoul Keeping yet, so we could have the Ghoul Keeping combo. But Echo Fly already, if it's getting anything, it's getting back one of these unless it can survive. Or if you have the Ghoul Keeping, I guess you can get back one of the in here somewheres on your last hit. So what do we got here? So we got the Purge, we got Gift of Amber gone, which I missed. That was to kill some of the Boastons to get some Amber Burst. Junk Restoration, seeing nothing you want to see. We haven't seen this Mindfire even get played yet. Chooses to return Janeri to their hand, doesn't want to get clogged up with the Mindfire right now. Manifestation for no effect and just passing not at check here. So we're seeing the Amber generation in Holystewe's deck is what is really kind of dictating this match, right? Like Coco's deck doesn't actually Willy, Coco, it's both. Doesn't actually generate a ton of Amber on its own. It really relies on the red lines to generate most of its Amber, whereas Holystewe's deck, which we're going to see right here, if you get this combo off, can generate almost as much as you need. But I think here, it's so hard. Do you just bring back the one in here somewhere? Hope it survives a turn, but we have a lot of creature control left for. Just gonna go for it. Just gonna push the Amber total here. Just force the red line early on. It's possible that Holystewe is kind of betraying that he has found red line already. But also going to be able to archive probably this against all flags. Or the against all flags. Okay, there's the in here somewhere. Discarding Mosquito. Going up to 9. So still not like a crazy Amber total. But single red line does take you off check and gain a lot of Amber here. But if you're Willy, the big thing about that is if you have only the Skyborn one, you don't have a way to kill this. Gets the Clipped Wings and the in here somewhere. Okay, so interesting call there. Not to get any of the Amber control, but gonna go for the Clipped Wings. Just in case there's the Skyborn enhanced in here somewhere. See, a fast dis turn probably means the disenhanced red line. Ecstasy Siphon is going to be able to kill the Echo Fly and the Slayer, which is kind of whatever. Let's see, the Arise isn't gone, is it? Arise is also gone, so didn't get that back with the in here somewhere either, but you do have another in here somewhere that was archived, so. Vapor Imp and a disboard and no red line. So first key going to Holystewe. And already at check, or not at check, but 4 Amber away, or 2 Amber away from key 2. One Strop is gone, so you do need to find a way to deal with this board. Again, we know the Suspend Demander and this Vapor Imp can be really dangerous. But also not getting to check. Again, just the lower Amber generation of this deck is hurting it. I wonder if you're Holystewe, if you just hold that red or that Clipped Wings in your archives for the rest of the game. You don't worry about bringing stuff back. You just keep pushing, wait until they have, you know, the big total, or make a big total that they try to steal, and then you Clipped Wings it because you're already ahead on keys. I think this deck being ahead on keys is so rough for this deck. but it just has happened every game where this one is just behind on that first key. Got a junk restoration for really almost nothing you want here. As always, doesn't feel great, but you are getting it out of the way, killing off your Portal Guardian so that it can't be... Well, the gift is gone, but it also makes it so the Suspended Manor can't fight into it. Gets rid of the Vapor Imp is also a good plan. Let's see if there's one more Amber Pip. It did take the Archive, so we are going to see that in here somewhere probably. Some decisions being made now. Yep. There's the thinking. Might be about whether you play any other Geistoid cards here. We do see the Ghostness on. Yep, so just going to choose to push past it again. Haven't seen any red line, so very good chance we see at least one of them hit this. And here's the In Here Somewhere. Getting the In Here Somewhere and a Rise. No Drumble yet, so that Arise isn't doing a whole lot. Does get back a lot of disc. You can also use to get the Echo Fly back again. See the Skyborn Call. So this might be Redline plus Skyborn in here somewhere. Okay, there's our Redline, and this is not the Disenhanced one. Has he found the In Here Somewhere? Even if you have, do you actually let it get clipped wings? Clipped wingsed? Laying out some more creatures. 3 to 10. Oh, they have it. There's the In Here Somewhere. Okay. Kalos, welcome in. We are late for our appointment. By a bit. We're talking about what we're going to do about that. If this game ends in 15 or 20 minutes, I think we'll still try to play it, if that works for you. If not, we might have to reschedule to tomorrow, or I don't know if I can do Sunday. This week got insane for me, so. So just has the one, getting back the red line and the Gift of Amber. But again, it is not the Disenhance, so... Oh, but the Gift of Amber has the Skyborn enhancement. Oh, so, like, you can hardly play creatures again if you're Holystewe until that stuff is out of hand. No one is playing this match like incredibly fast, so that's fine. There's a ton to think about. I don't blame them at all. It just doesn't help me. All right, so we see the return red line. Black Tempest, Scallywag Fin. Do we have the red? Oh, there's no red skies. Oh man, this is really tough. I think this is just going to be going back into Skyborn here. There's not too much reason not to. It's tough. We do see first key getting picked up there by Willy. Do see the fast Skyborn Call. And this one, you don't want a Gift of Amber first because that will actually put them past the checking capabilities. Or, yeah, push them past the check with the red line. So you want a red line first. And then you can just hit your own stuff with the gift. Except you do want to kill this. This will be a tough call. I mean, you're already at check, so you don't need to get too greedy, and red line's gone. It's not getting played next turn, so you basically are just worried about the Drumble. Yeah, there's a red line. It's kind of what these games have been, but it's been really tough decisions on both sides. Oh, Indigo getting to remove that amber off of it too because of the Janiri. I'm just gonna say what I said. Janiri. Black Tempest. Syrian fighting the Black Tempest is... Oh, gonna be able to fight it off with the Bosun now. Yeah. Let's get that off the board. Indigo's gonna let something ready and fight. Yep. And then you probably have the Gift of Amber here still. Unless you just hold it for the second red line. Okay, going for the Gift of Amber. Probably hit the Janiri and... Yeah, Skulking. Brutal. I think this will be pretty tough for Holystewe to come back from. Needs to probably go Dis if they have Drumble here. But that means you're not getting the red line back. We see a Skyborn call. So gonna be against all flags. Maybe. Get a fight from Scalawag Finn. Make sure you get rid of that Suspend Demander. I mean, still 10 cards left in draw for Willy, so you might actually just be able to get this key pass without the second red line, but if there's second red line here, I think it's gonna be tough because we're not stopping this key. Probably deciding whether or not to fight or reap here. I don't know if getting to 10 really changes much. You're still getting, yeah. There's not much reason to kill this. I don't think Willy's going back into Skyborn anytime soon now. If they have the red line, that'll probably be played in Dis. Let's see. I think this is probably the turn. If Holystewe hasn't found Drumble, they might just be done anyways. You kind of have to have the Drumble here because the second against all flags has been played, so you're running low on amber control, which means Willy actually is incentivized just to go to 6 here, I think. Parabite. Is Parabite gone? No, we've not seen Parabite. Okay, so there's a good chance just going to 6, you're still not going to get it through. What else do we got? Manifestation 2. Could grab a Pip. Yeah, so there's a couple cards that could still stop the key if you just go to 6 here. We do see the disc call. Let's see if there's a Delta P. Gets the check. Discard Slayer. Discards Nefru. So, does give up the key. Does just go to check here. I think that makes it still a game. As long as Holystewe has at least one of those cards. Is that the only way to stop it here? There's no gift on Holystewe's side to give an Amber to Willy. Venomok is a discard. I think most of the pips here are discards. So I think it's got to be Manifestation or Parabite. We do see the Geistoid call here. Taking the archives, which I believe isn't in here somewhere, and where'd that happen? In here somewhere in a rise. Okay. So we'll get to in here somewhere, maybe the red line. Discarding a Serene. Parabite also in play for Willy here, though, so you do have to go probably past 6. Yeah, good call on that. There would have to be a creature to capture on with the Manifestation. But you do probably have... do we have both Ghost in the Sun? No, both of those are gone, so you can't bring one back with that. But we do have the Shell of a Ghost is somewhere in this, which could get back a creature. Okay, so we get a red line and against all flags. There's a Shell of a Ghost. So this will get back a creature. And this is from any discard too. Is there anything you want from this side? They both share all the same houses, so this is actually a really interesting decision. You could get back like the Suspendamander. Oh, Black Tempest is probably also a good play. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? Because we see the Manifestation here, which means probably didn't have the Parabite. You have to manifest capture pip, something like this. Or if you want one without a Amber tied to it. You do get the in here somewhere, so you're going for the Amber here. Just going to try and force out the last in here somewhere on the dis side. Just going to 7, though. And the capture, yeah. Only drawing 2 cards, though. But we did get, I mean, we got the red line and the against all flags. So you do have your Amber control now. Still haven't seen the Drumble. This is crazy. So many little decisions about like thinking a turn or two ahead with these in here somewheres and stuff. Anyone have tabs on where the other game is at? Are we gonna get through 2 full series while this whole single one is going? Always pack Shatterstorm. You know what? I think Shatterstorm could have been an Amber Skies. That would have been fine. Would have been fun. Honestly, if that was in Grim Reminders instead of Key Abduction, probably could have been a way better set. Way more balanced set, I would say, but still good. Or for Antenna, yeah. Antenna in this. But I mean, like, we don't have any Brainstem Antenna decks in this tournament. I think they're really cool. But you have to have all the right stuff, and you have to have the efficiency to kind of find them, right? We see a Geistwood call. How does... So Geistwood has to have the Parabyte here just to stop the key. And it does stop the key with the capture. Discarding both Crepuscular Rays, which is very smart because if you accidentally Crepuscular after you capture, you don't stop the key. And we in here somewhere. I mean, it's got to be for probably Redline and Gift again. Or Redline and then here somewhere. How many in here somewhere are we looking at? So they might have 2 more of these. Okay, so we get the Redline and the Gift of Amber. That's one of the things we were thinking. And that's it. Only one in here somewhere. It does draw, so I mean 3 cards left. Very good chance there's both in here somewheres, which again we said the magic number for that is, what do we say? 22. But you also have to be able to kill the Parabyte. Holystewe having to think here now. Yeah, both players probably don't want to shuffle anytime soon, especially with the Arise being back in Holystewe's hand too. But we do get the Skyborn call here. I think... Can you kill this to give the Amber back to Redline here? Probably don't Redline. You just hold the Redline for after Willy Redlines you. It's not technically as often as you like because your opponent would have to take them back. But yes, there is a set where that is a thing. Some people believe it is a great set. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't know if that's true. I think it has to be... I think if the tide is high, you can't raise the tide. Right? Because otherwise you would... you could like Mecha... Or not Mecha Buoy, but... Oh, I see what you're saying. The Omni is to gain 3 chains. Period. Raise the tide. Yeah, interesting. All right, so going to 8 here for Holystewe. This is so tough because now you get hit with one red line, but then they can just have the second one the next turn after you redline them back. If either one was DT, but now Tide only exists in a game with DT, right? That was changed. So much to think about here. Oh, sorry, I'm in front of the time limit, aren't I? We are at 18 minutes left. I can bump myself up there. Since that's going to get just more and more stressful as the rest of this game goes. So if you're Willy, I mean, you're trying to plan out your next 2 turns, right? So you're going to take your archives, red line. Do you Gift of Amber here? Oh, they're gonna reap Gift of Amber. And I think they get beyond what Holystewe can steal now, so Holystewe has to have Drumble. Oh, actually, playing this means Holystewe now can steal it with... Oh, I think playing these creatures was a mistake. Yeah, there's the red line. There's the against all flags. Goes above what a second one can do. Oh no! You're Willy there and you don't play the creatures. Then the against all flags only steals 1. Oh. Oh, that's so brutal. We know the Mindfire is gone, right? So you don't even have the Capture Pip and Dis. This takes you down to 8. Or only play 1, yeah. Oh. See the disc call. There's the red line. There's the Venomoth. Discards They Tell No Tales. Holy cow. Yeah, we knew the Drumble was also an option, so it wouldn't have been game over for Holystewe. It just would have been a different turn, possibly not getting to check there. Grab the logs here quick. But that's got to be heartbreaking for Willy. Yeah, it's very late for Willy too. I want to say a huge thanks for them for even getting on for this. I know scheduling this match was really tough. They made a big sacrifice of staying up really late to do this match. So yeah, congrats to both of them for the invite here. It's also very late for Riku. Oh, that's so rough. Yeah. But yeah, fantastic game. Very, very good. I think I need to hop off here so we can see what we're doing next. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's see. Does anyone know, is Sunday still going? Try to... They're still playing? Okay, so let me send us over there really quick. Thank you all so much for hanging out. This was very fun. And let's see. We'll see if Sunday actually allows raids. Sometimes they don't. Okay, and... All right, see you all later. Thank you for watching.